On this episode of Rock Down South, we sit down with Tyler Reese Tritt. We have a really fun conversation on this one, so you definitely don't want to miss it. We hope y'all enjoy. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? This is Tyler Reese Tritt, and you're listening to Rock Down South.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Rock Down South, your home for rock and country music. Today, we had the pleasure of speaking with country artist Tyler Reese Tritt. And Tyler is a really awesome up-and-coming singer. She's from right around the corner here in Georgia, so we were, of course, really excited to talk to her. Plus, she also has a fantastic voice and some great tunes. And we talk all about her background, growing up in a musical family, and her new single out titled Texas Hold'em. So without further ado, here's the show. What's up, Tyler? How you doing today?
What's up? I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Really glad to get you on today. It's always a pleasure when we get to speak to a Georgia artist, especially from our backyard here.
Oh, well, of course. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah. And so we'll jump into it and talk about the brand new music that you have out and everything you're doing around there. But first, let's take it back a little bit. Tell me a little bit about growing up here in Georgia and what that's been like.
Oh my gosh. I love Georgia. And I especially love where we're located in Georgia too, because it's not too crowded yet anyways, but it's just enough in the country and just enough like a short drive if I wanted to go to the mall or, go anywhere. So definitely growing up where we're located in Georgia, I love it. And we've been very, very fortunate.
Are you up in Nashville full time or are you still back in Georgia for the time being?
Oh, I'm in Georgia full time, but because it's only a 3-hour drive, I just go back and forth whenever I'm needed.
Yeah. Guess that's where all the talent is when it comes to recording and writing the songs these days.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
I still think we need to get some talent down here full time. That's I always want to promote that, some writers and recording people down here in Georgia full time. I think we need it. There's not enough of
I
them.
agree. No, there's not. And look how many artists have come out of Georgia. So we know we ain't lacking the talent down there. There's a whole bunch of undiscovered artists.
And that's why one of the reasons why I was excited to speak to you is, you're from the greater Atlanta area, just like me. And so, Atlanta's such a huge and awesome city. And we do have a lot of music and people from here. It's like we should really be pushing people to be a little bit more of a music hub for country music and rock music than we actually are.
Yes.
We got the hip hop, but we need to have everybody's from here. But I feel like we need to keep some of our talent here in town rather than everybody just go up north to Nashville.
I agree. No, I definitely agree. Well, they're trying. They've been trying to get me to move to Nashville, and I'm like, no, like you can still do it from Georgia. Artists can still break from Georgia. It's a thing.
That's right. That's right. And so when did you start playing music? I knew you're from a big musical family. Were you just always around music and playing music, or was there a time where you're like, I think I want to try this music thing?
Well, because of dad, I was around it my whole life, but I kind of always knew, like, even from a pretty young age, so I was like, I've always loved because I did dance. I was on the competition team. I'd always been performing or on stage of some sort, and singing was just always my thing since I was literally 3 years old. Since I could walk and talk, I was just always singing. And then when I got older and I realized, I'd go out with dad on the road and I'd watch what he did. When you're young running around, you kind of don't care. You're just like, oh my God, you're at a show. You're looking at all the cool lights and you worry more about having fun. But I remember when I would get a little older, like 6 or 7, I would kind of just sit back and stop and watch him from side stage and be like, oh my God, this is what I want to do for a living. Like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Interesting. And I know you were on a song with him back in the day. I think it was like 10 years ago at this point.
Oh
Sometimes
my
love just
God.
ain't enough.
Yeah.
What was it like? Because, that was 10 years ago. What was it like getting on a song with him so long ago. I mean, I don't want to say so long ago, so early on in
Oh,
your
it was so
career.
long. I didn't even know it was 10 years. So you just said 10 years. I just made my belly hurt.
I think so. It was 2013, right?
Yeah, it is because I'm 25. Yeah, 25. I was 14 when I did it. So yeah, well over 10 years. Good Lord. Um, that's crazy. I did not know that. Yeah, no, I was nervous. I was really, really nervous. Just because, my dad definitely, which I appreciate, he never sugarcoated or like, told me I was good, even if I was not, just because I was his child. Like, he had no problem going, well, that sucked, or that was pitchy, that was flat. And I'd be like, okay. And I'd go back and would work on it. So, I was already kind of a perfectionist, but because of him, I definitely am a perfectionist times 10. Um, but being 14 and that being like my first song I ever really did with him, I remember I was so nervous, like so scared.
Was that the first song you actually recorded, or did you record any music before that?
I had recorded a single called Perfect. Um I think well no, actually I can't remember if I did that on My Time's Running Together. I might have done that.
Wasn't Perfect 2017?
Yep, yep, then you're right. Yep, then that was after. So then yeah, no, the duet was the first song that I ever
Wow.
did. Yeah.
Good gosh. That's wild to think about.
Oh yeah.
That's wild. That's
Oh
wild to
yeah.
think about.
Oh, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, good Lord, that's wild.
And
That's
I'll be
crazy.
honest, I think it's a very good recording. I think you sound great on it. And I think for a first time out, that's pretty impressive, you know. I know it was a
Oh,
long
thank
time ago, but
you.
that's pretty impressive for the first time out, like first recording, for it to
Oh,
sound that good. It sounds like the perfectionism kicked in there.
oh, it definitely did. Well, that recording and that being my first, that was either gonna make or break me because I do remember after being in the recording studio for hours on end, I looked at my mom at one point because I was tired. We had been singing the same line over and over again. And me and my dad are both perfectionists. And he was like, I'm not Pro Tooled or Auto Tuned, so you won't be either. So I kept just having to sing the same thing over and over again. And he had kind of told me to go home and practice with this kind of little makeshift setup he had for recording because I had never been in the recording studio and heard my own voice playing back in my ears in real time, like as I'm singing. So that really threw me off and it took a little longer than expected. But I remember he had me there till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I just looked over at mom. I had tears in my eyes and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And we went home and I kept, just practicing. And then we went back in and we just knocked it out. And I was like, all right, I can do this. I can do this.
Oh man,
Definitely a good learning experience.
what a wild story. Most people don't learn to sing decently until they're older. That's just wild to me. That's funny.
Oh, it was
I know
very funny.
I couldn't carry a tune when I was a teenager real well. I learned a little bit when I was in my early 20s, but it took a while. And it just seems like something that just comes with, was a practice experience, but also I feel like age or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely I've noticed like the more I've gone out and just experience and the more times I've sang and been in the studio, it does get, it gets easier the more
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah.
But that first time doing it, whoo, Lord.
That's funny. So you had a big musical influence early on in recording early on in 2013, and then it sounds like you did some of that. Did you go to college
I did
and take some
not.
time off?
Oh
Okay.
no, my father would have killed me. He
Killed you to
tried to
go off
get
to
me to go
college?
to Yeah, he tried to get me to go and I was like, "Dad, I will waste your money." Cuz I know me, I barely made it out of high school cuz I did not like school and he was trying to get me to go do more school and I was like, "This is a very bad idea."
Well, know thyself.
I did. I was honest. I was like, "I'd rather work."
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, cool, cool. We get the brand new single out, Texas Hold'em. Tell me about that song. It's very well written. I listened to it. I liked it. And of course, it's got a great title and play on words there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I wish I wrote it. Jada Dryer actually wrote that song, and she had sent it to me a while back, and I just remember hearing it, and just the words I was listening, and everything she was saying I was going through at that moment in time, like almost to a T. And I just remember sitting back, and I texted back so fast, and I was like, I need this song. Save this song for me. This is because I had literally just left Texas, seeing my ex, like trying to see if we could work things out again, and like we obviously couldn't. And yeah, and then she sent me that song, and I was like, oh my God, like that's just perfect.
Interesting. So definitely has some of a Texas meaning to you as well.
Yes.
Yep, yep. Rake up songs. We all have them. They're all highly emotional. Whether we pick the ones that we're fans of during that time or you pour it out singing a song about it.
Oh, 100%. Well, I looked at it like a sign, because I was like, oh my God, what are the odds that she sends me this song and it's exactly what I'm going through right now? And then I'm listening to it, and I was like, dang, I wish I could have written this song. I could have wrote this song. And I was like, oh, then that, you know what that means? I was like, I gotta sing it. I got to.
So that one's, of course, the more emotional song, but you did have another single that you released a little while ago that's a lot more fun and upbeat. I like this one a lot, Porch Light. Tell me about that song.
That one was also written by Jada Dryer. And I really loved that one because it just had, you like you said, it was fun. I heard it and I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. And it had so much sass and so much of that like Miranda Lambert-esque attitude, which I absolutely love. And so yeah, I messaged her on that one too. And I was like, Jada, I need the song. I need both these songs. Don't let anybody else have these songs.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that song. And I think you did a video for that one as well, right?
Oh yeah, that video was super fun to make. That was my first music video I ever did too. Well, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. My first video was the one I did with Dad, but that was my first video for a single, so that was fun. And I actually got to do like some acting stuff. The video with Dad, we kind of just lip sync in the studio. But for this one, like when she had sent me the script and everything, I remember reading through it and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I can't wait to get in there and do all this stuff.
So you got a couple of singles out now. Do you think you're just going to be putting some singles out here in the future, or are you working on anything like an EP?
Yeah, we got a couple singles we're gonna put out, and yes, we are definitely working on an EP. Hopefully getting that out next year.
Okay, that'd be cool. Well, definitely love the songs that you have out right now. Definitely can't wait to hear some more. Any plans for any music videos in the future for Texas Hold'em?
My cousins have been begging me, so I think I might just have to bite the bullet on that one, which I was already wanting to, but I just wasn't sure because I'm like, no, we did a music video with Porch Light. I'm like, they're not gonna want to see one for Texas Hold'em, but I've had a lot of people asking me, when are you gonna do a video for Texas Hold'em? So I don't know. That might be in the works next.
Well, we're talking all about your music, but what's some music that you like to listen to traditionally? And then what are you listening to lately that's kind of got your ear?
Oh gosh. My music taste is all over the place. People know if they get in the car with me, we're listening to country 1 second, then pop the next, then rock, then Disney, then opera. Like I'm all over the place. But recently, what have I been listening to? Let me just pull up my little playlist.
Take a browse through the most recents on the Spotify.
Oh my God, Boys to Men was my most recent. I told you I'm all over the place. I was
Little
jamming to
R&B,
Boys to Men. Yep, little R&B.
little R&B flavor.
Yep.
Well, excellent. So these next questions are what we close with and ask everyone. So first question,
Okay.
what would you tell your 21-year-old self?
Oh my gosh. Slow down, because when you turn 25, you're not going to be able to party like you used to.
Ain't that the truth?
I did not see that one coming.
The hangover, I don't think I got any hangovers until about 25.
I would laugh at my mom and everyone else and would go out. I'd be like, what is a hangover? Those don't exist. And now I go out and have maybe like a couple drinks. I wake up the next morning. I'm like, what is going on? I feel like I got hit by a bus. I don't get it.
So that kind of leads into our second question that we always ask, which is, what are you drinking lately? And if you don't drink alcohol, it's anything refreshing you like to drink.
Ooh, lately, because of Thanksgiving break, we were drinking some muscadine wine because on Dad's property he has a bunch of vineyards and with a bunch of different kind of muscadine. So every year they pick them and they take them away and make the wine and bring it back. So yeah, that's what we've been drinking lately.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Georgia's got some great muscadine wine, that's for dang sure.
So good. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Well, yeah, most people don't know that North Georgia is really kind of like a little mini Napa Valley. We got so many great wineries over there.
I've heard no, and my friends have told me too. I have a couple of them saved. I've yet to go, but I'm hoping I get some free time and I get to travel up there and go wine tasting.
I got some recommendations for you, so I can give you those later. They're
Oh,
all in the same area. You can visit multiple in a day.
oh, bet. Oh yeah, you gonna have to send those to me
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
for sure.
And so, as you know, this is Rock Down South. So, what is something, or maybe a couple things that come to mind that you love about the South?
Oh gosh, what don't I love about the South? Um, I love the seasons, especially in Georgia, because you know we get them all. Some of the places they skip those seasons. But I like that we get all the seasons. I like the hospitality. Like everybody's so nice, I feel like anywhere I go in the South. Um, gosh, there's so much. I really just love everything about the South, to be honest.
That's a great answer. Well, thank you so much, Tyler, for being a part of the show today. Where can people find and connect with you online?
Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Tyler Reese Tritt.
All right, and everybody go out and listen to the new single by Tyler Reese Tritt, Texas Hold'em. You guys are going to like it. Thanks so much for jumping on today. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to the show today. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We had a really great time chatting with Tyler. She was so fun to talk with, and I can't wait to hear more music from her pretty soon. So make sure to go follow Tyler Reese Tritt on all of her social media pages and check out her latest single titled Texas Hold'em wherever you listen to music. You can find all our content at rockdownsouth.com. And make sure to go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest updates. Leave us a 5-star review if you can. We would really appreciate it. And as always, the views and opinions expressed by our guests are theirs and don't necessarily reflect our own. I'm Mark, and you've been listening to Rock Down South. See y'all next time.